Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope everyone's feeling good today. This video, I'm gonna talk about how I mastered the frontside pivot fakie, trick I am always doing or incorporating, doing it in combos and stuff like that. I'm gonna get into like technically how I do it in a second, but first I wanna talk about kind of like what led there, like the whole path to that trick, because it didn't just start as like, just simply learning it on the quarter pipe. It actually originated from when I first started skating and I'm learning flat ground tricks. So I'm trying to do like backside 180s. And I remember seeing people in videos do this like swiping motion where they land half the back 180 and power slide the rest. I just thought that was the coolest thing. So I just practiced that over and over and over until I could do it. Then I had to train my body to be able to like backside heel flip, like heel flip halfway and then, power slide it around and get my body used to that. So it was just like trick after trick and just doing it so many times over the years that really burned that motion in my mind. Then there was a period where every single trick I knew, I'd do it on this hip right here and late backside 180. I'd just keep coming up with any combo I could and do that same like swiping motion, that's what I call it, the power slide motion, over and over and over until I just literally never thought about it. Any trick, if I landed in that vicinity, I could just whip it around, Then came to this quarter pipe. First I would do frontside 5-0s on it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of that same motion. I could frontside 5-0 and stand up there and, just kind of do that backside 180 motion in, and then I would just do that all the time. Then it wasn't until years later when I got into mini ramp skating and really started doing it that I could combine it with other tricks and got really good at it. But yeah, that was kind of like the origin story of the trick for me. So it wasn't something where I just immediately picked it up. It definitely was an evolution. So as I'm walking up to the coping right now, I just realized I skipped a step. Before I got into doing the frontside 5-0s on top of the coping, I always did it like this. I'd ride up kind of at an angle and do a frontside slash and then put my wheel down and backside 180 power slide in. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, and I was doing frontside 5-0s and I would front 5-0 to fakie. Not realizing like a real frontside 5-0 to fakie. I mean, they both count, but like a legitimate one, you would say, would be on top of the coping. So I didn't even know that. I was just like, oh, cool. My truck's grinding and I'm coming back in. And it's a cool trick and it's fun to do in your lines, but I just enjoy doing it on top more. It feels a little more satisfying. Anyway, that was a pivotal thing though. Getting that motion down, learning how to scrape it, winding up my shoulders a little bit, right? Because when you do that frontside turn, you have to start turning backside as you're going frontside to get like pre-turn for that revert. So a lot of those things planted the seed for being able to, be good at them later. All right, so let's say you got your frontside 5-0s down, you're getting them on top of the coping. The next step is the revert in, right? So how I thought about it was that same way I was saying before with flat ground. I just would drop, I'm already turned at an angle slightly right here in this 5-0. So I would just drop it straight down like this, right? And kind of just angle in a little bit and then slide the wheels in, power slide right in. So it just felt really natural for me. If you want to work your way up to that feeling, you could practice a fakie tail stall revert. It's a very similar motion, right? Because you're having to turn your shoulders backside and slide the wheels. You could do that, and even if it might be easier for you to get into a fakie frontside 5-0 and then practice that motion, So every person's different. Some things feel more natural than others, so just go whatever feels the most natural for you. Okay, so we've talked about the sliding the wheels part of the trick. Now I want to talk about what I did after that. So I started practicing what some people call a Peter blunt, which is basically a frontside pivot pop out. It's almost like a blunt fakie. You just get your wheel up there just a little bit. So there was a phase where I was just only doing that trick all the time. And like, that's just how I did it. Anytime I come up a mini ramp, that's what I would do. And I just realized recently how much of an effect that had on my frontside 5-0 fakies, the ones I was sliding in, because now when I land in the stalls and tricks like that, I have the ability to, however I land in it, I kind of could yank it off the coping and bring it in. So it just overall helped my control. So if that's something you want to do too, I just like doing it every different way I can and kind of incorporating all these little micro movements into, I don't know, like my subconscious. Like I just burn them in. So then, you know, later on, you start landing in tricks or weird positions or even different skate parks. Sometimes the ramps could like throw you off. And then you have that just like burned into your mind and you could come in from basically any position. All right, gonna learn fakie flip to frontside pivot fakie. I've done so many variations, fakie bigger flip, fakie big flip, all the frontside pivot fakie. For some reason, whenever I try this straight fakie flip, I don't know, it's just so awkward. So let's try to get one today. There we go, okay. It's just so weird because you like have to do such a little movement. Like you're just flicking like a little bit down and keeping it like right here. The other tricks you're like whipping around and it just makes it easier. Oh, should have went down on that one. Yeah. This is good half cab flip practice though. I don't think I've done any half cab flip variations on mini ramp. Oh my God. That one hurts, man. That one felt good. That is a sneaky hard trick right there, man. It's like, I started figuring it out towards the end. The fakie flip and basically all kick flips, they want to dip forward. I had to put my foot really low and just kind of do this quick little motion. And because you're coming up, you kind of got to like mob it and let it rotate like this, but I ended up getting one. And I think it was balanced too. I wasn't trying that, but ended up being balanced, so that felt good. Also, I can't remember the last time I landed a trick. Like I'd always try another trick afterwards. I feel like I always miss. Feels incredible when you land something and you just like keep going and use the momentum and actually land stuff. All right guys, that's it for today's video. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any tricks you'd like to learn or any tricks you'd like to see me learn. And I'll see you in the next video.